Columbus Crew SC notched their fourth win this season in MAPFRE Stadium on Saturday as they prevailed over a relentless Seattle Sounders squad. Tonight, the Black and Gold are on the West Coast to take on San Jose inside beautiful Avaya Stadium in hopes of gaining their first road victory. Crew SC battles the Earthquakes. It's coming up next. Arguably, the single greatest moment in the 20-year history of Major League Soccer came in May of 1999 with the opening of MAPFRE Stadium, providing the foundation on which the league would build its future. This year, San Jose joins the soccer-specific stadium movement with the opening of Avaya Stadium, a state-of-the-art gem in which Columbus Crew SC plans to make its mark tonight. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Neil Sika, I am Dwight Burgess. It's our pleasure to have you staying up late with us on this Saturday night. Well, for Columbus Crew SC, Neil, big win over Seattle, but short-lived joy because of the loss of Hernan Grana, which came unexpectedly on Tuesday.
Yeah, very disappointing. This guy added balance to the field, Dwight, on the right side. When you think about what Waylon Francis has done on the left, became an excellent crosser of the ball. But the heart and the head sometimes react a little bit differently. And now 3 players in the last 4 years, when you talk about Columbus, with Mirosevic, with Alvaro Rey, and now Grana, wanting to go back, be with his family in Argentina.
Well, not a lot of time for the Black and Gold to adjust to the loss of Hernan Grana. This is a team that, well, they've been golden at home, but they have struggled on the road. Really a Jekyll and Hyde season thus far.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of homesickness when they are playing away from MAPFRE Stadium. That's not to say the chances or the shots haven't been there, but the goals haven't. The execution, they've only scored 2 road goals, and that was in Vancouver. The ability to create, it's been there. They probably should have won that Houston game by 3 or 4 goals. DC got punished for small mistakes. The ability to execute early in a game like tonight where San Jose doesn't hold a lot of the ball is going to be pivotal.
Well, let's go back to that topic you just mentioned, that being chances, because this is a team that continues to create a lot of them.
Not just shots. Look at that. 18 chances. They shredded the Seattle defense. Brad Evans mentioned they didn't even know what they were doing in the first 20 minutes of that game. So stretched apart. They probably could have had 5 or 6 goals. Crew SC. Crosses, chances created. When they are a fine-tuned machine, everything's in order, but they have to figure that out away from home.
Well, San Jose, they're an interesting story. They've got 14 points, but boy, they're doing it with mirrors. They only have one guy, Chris Wondolowski, that's got more than 1 goal this season. Nobody on the team has more than 1 assist, and yet they're right there in the race in the West.
Chris Wondolowski has a lot of goals over the last 5 seasons, 10 plus. Only 3 players in MLS history have done that. Dom Kinnear, a Bay Area native, after he was born in Scotland, comes back. He was the 2005 Coach of the Year for the Earthquakes in their first arrangement, and they've grinded out results. I mentioned they don't hold a lot of the ball, but they are stingy. In a 4-1-4-1, Wondolowski can move in the midfield. Matias Perez Garcia kind of acts in the Higuain role. They've got an injured designated player in Innocent Emagara, who probably won't play again this season. But they are feisty, and they've only played 3 home games. They're looking for some good results at Avaya.
Yeah, they haven't been at home at Avaya Stadium, San Jose, in more than a month. Well, tonight that changes. Can Columbus Crew SC net their first road win of the season? We'll find out when we come back, including the starting lineups and the kickoff. You're tuned to the home of Columbus Crew SC.
Okay, perfect.
Hey Crew SC fans, Papa John's has a combo that makes every day even better. This season, get a Columbus Crew SC combo at your local Papa John's Pizza. That's your favorite large pizza and a 2-liter for just $12.99. That's right, all season long. Get the Columbus Crew SC combo, any large pizza, including specialties, and a 2-liter Pepsi product for just $12.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The colors we stand for, with passion and pride. Throughout all seasons, they make up our rituals define our traditions and bring us together. Win, lose, or draw, our colors don't change.
When John Williams' heart was failing him, we didn't. We are Ohio Health. John was running out of options until a heart valve procedure pioneered by Ohio Health changed his life. Our Advanced Heart and Vascular Center offers you that same level of expertise, giving you all your specialists, all your tests in one single visit. Today, John's back in business, proving closer connections mean better care. Ohio Health. Believe in we.
Columbus Crew SC on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel and CD 1025 is presented by Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. By Ohio Health, official healthcare provider of your Columbus Crew SC. Believe in we. By Thrifty. Thrifty's valet service takes the hassle out of airport parking. And by Mafre Insurance. That's Mafre, people who take care of people.
Welcome back inside Avaya Stadium as we are closing in on kickoff tonight. We have got what we think is going to be a really good matchup for you. And let's begin by giving you the first 11 for Crew SC. It's brought to you by Mafre Insurance. That's Mafre, people who take care of people.
They'll roll with the same unit that did the job against Seattle last week at Mafre Stadium, with Jimenez getting his second consecutive start at right back. The front four is clicking. Chani and Saeed together in that central midfield.
Tonight's San Jose starting lineups brought to you by Sheridan on Capitol Square. Call 614-365-4500. Mention Columbus Crew SC to receive your special Crew SC fan rate. Sheridan on Capitol Square, the official hotel of Columbus Crew SC.
Two things to keep an eye on for San Jose. Watch the movement of Matias Perez Garcia and Wondolowski. And then the right side. A lot of speed there with Nyasi and Wynn. Alashe has been good in the holding midfield role.
Had a chance in the Crew SC Matchday program to talk about the goalkeepers. You've got an interesting combination of players here. You look at the minutes, well, San Jose's played one more match, but the saves, goals allowed, shots faced, all pretty similar for these two guys, Bingham and Clark.
Bingham's a youngster, just 25, did not play with the club last year, had 2 loan spells to San Antonio and then over in Stroman in the Tippa League. And while Steve Clark knows the Scandinavia region well, has been stout between the framework in his time with Crew SC.
Have not played at Avaya Stadium before, Columbus Crew SC, but the irony, San Jose hasn't played there a whole lot. A couple of league games. They did have a preseason tester, if you will, but this is a facility that they're still getting adjusted to.
Yeah, learning the ropes in their new building, but for all intensive purposes, you were talking about it in the Match Day show, when they moved in 2008 or prior, or didn't return until 2008, you wondered if they were going to have soccer back in the Bay Area. Lou Wolf instrumental in helping to get this stadium done, and now they have a place they can call home, just their 4th at Avaya Stadium here in 2015.
It is a team that finds a way to gain points, 3 in a row away from home, now back at home, and this guy, Dominic Kinnear, thinks they really need to take advantage of the new home field advantage.
12-year head coach in Major League Soccer, now his 3rd officially with San Jose. Of course, it was with the first inclination before they left to Houston. And he, for all intents and purposes, was spectacular, leading the Dynamo to 4 MLS Cup appearances and 2 victories.
Troy Dyack, how about that? One of the MLS originals, as are both of these teams. Kai Kamara plied his trade in San Jose for a brief period of time, though not in this facility. You notice the way the folks are dressed. One of the things that perhaps fans who have not spent time in California don't understand is you get these beautiful sunshine days, but as soon as the sun starts to go down, it cools off. Opening kickoff is brought to you by Pepsi, the official beverage of MLS and Columbus Crew SC. The visitors in their bright gold kits, black and blue. The Earthquakes, and that's a little bit reminiscent of the way they play. Clearing touch after Columbus Crew SC attacked to start the match. We'll keep an eye on how this attack looks tonight. They continue to spend a good deal of time in training, Neil. not just getting forward, but talking about positioning and angles, working for one another, creating space for one another. Let's take a look at the injury report tonight, brought to you by Ohio Health, official healthcare provider of your Columbus Crew SC. Ohio Health, believe in we.
Trapp still not traveling. Matt Lamson did not as well with his hamstring strain, but as you can see by the players on the field, Saeed, Kamara, Francis all out there. Back to your initial point, I want to see the continuity continue between Jimenez and Ethan Finley. It's been a groin strain that's affected Jordan Stewart, the left back. I want to see if he's up to the task dealing with Finley's speed, much like the case where it's blazing on the other side with Francis and the likes of Nyasi and Wynn.
The 4-1-4-1 formation that is employed by San Jose initially was giving Columbus Crew SC, it appeared, a little bit of space to play in. Then they extended their pressure, and now the visitors work up the sideline. The forward pass from Pogatetz is blocked away, but Justin Merrim has it, and the Crew will start anew. Off of Higuain, a hint of handball, and the whistle bears that point out.
Well, he scored a great goal, didn't he, last week?
Yeah, he did. He is wont to do. It's the 11th match of the season for San Jose, game 10 for Columbus Crew SC. Foot race down the near touchline. That ball's going to stay in play. John working against Parkhurst.
John played locally at the college ranks with Stanford and with Stephen Lenhart, still continuing to battle the injury bug over the last 2 seasons. And the injury to Innocent, he's the next guy up.
Not the best effort you're going to see from Waylon Francis. A transition opportunity for the Quakes. Salinas is tucked inside, gives up possession to Perez Garcia. Back in, good return pass for Salina. But Hector Jimenez slides to release the pressure, albeit briefly, for San Jose.
Salinas has recently revisited some pretty good form. He tucks inside here. For those who don't get to see Matias Perez Garcia on a regular basis, I would compare him to a Federico Higuain in that he may not always hit the score sheet, but he's going to find ways to be interactive in the game and make things flow. That was a good little through ball.
Kamara got a clearing touch on it, then Bernardez just couldn't gain control of the sphere, and out of bounds it rolls.
There's 60 caps with Honduras, Bernardez. He can be a little saucy in his play, but been calmed down a bit by the partnership with Clarence Goodson. He is to the Quakes as what Michael Parkhurst is to Crew SC.
One of the main differences at Avaya Stadium is you can see some of the high-end seats, talking about ticket prices, are right along the wall as Clark covers up that service. The general grandstand actually is above the sideline section of seats. They like to boast the nation's largest outdoor bar. You just got to look at it standing behind Steve Clark. Merrim. It's strong for people who did have some space in which to work. Again, it's San Jose on the move. Salinas generated the attack. Clark, it's a dicey ball. We're right in front of John. It's one unforced turnover after another right now by Columbus Crew SC.
That's the importance of the distribution out of the back with the initial wave of pressure, because you could have 3-4 guys rolling up toward the top of the penalty area with the way their formation is aligned. That's not Seal, but Sana Nyasi. And he has been a burner through much of his career. Started in Seattle. Had time with the Gambia national side.
Pogatetz, who has really settled in alongside Parkhurst. And Menez from Higuain. early ball. On the round, left to run along by Chani, but it comes up short of Kai Kamara. Again, Perez Garcia can't loft that one above Pogacets. Not quite on the same page thus far, Columbus Crew SC. There's been nothing overtly dangerous created as a result, but still, they're a bit charitable here in the 7th minute of play. Look at this run. And it continues. And it's a left-footed shot! Full extension high to his right goes Clark on the save.
Someone needs to remember, mainly the midfield, that Marvell Wynn can do this. He's done it before, whether he's playing at Toronto or Colorado, his stop over the last 5 years. Rolling down the right, physical and aggressive. Early in his career, he was the #1 pick. Many thought of him as just a track star, but kind of holding his game, very versatile now defensively.
Meram just underneath Ethan Finley. So after the game's first good opportunity in front of goal at one end, Columbus Crew SC narrowly miss out on one of their own at the other.
The passing's been a little bit disconnected, but that was a good find for Meram. Once you hit that final third, the execution needs to be there. A bright start for Wondolowski, 5 goals, and they'll be feeling the vibe of playing 3 games on the road in 8 days where they did not lose and felt they probably could have done better.
An interesting role for Wondolowski, a traditional attacking player in this 4-1-4-1 Dominic Kinnear formation. He comes out of the midfield, and there are certain things about that which he really likes. First of all, he gets to pick out his lanes in which to run, and he tends to find a bit more freedom entering the final third. But make no mistake, you have to know where he is at all times in and around the penalty area. Meram on the move. Finds Higuain. First touch from Federico, though, is not up to snuff. Realize we've only played 8 minutes and change, but you can't really say that San Jose's doing anything to Columbus Crew SC that the visitors aren't really doing to themselves right now.
Yeah, they're impeding their own progress. Spot on.
Quick throw in, take it. Look at that hustle from Kamara. Meram, he's got Kamara. Will he play him to space? No, he goes to the right side. Finley for Kamara, but that ball's just too soft. And let's not take anything away from young Mr. Bingham, who came immediately off his line.
Yeah, well read. He knows he's got a heart of the area run here coming from Kamara, but look at the space in front of Ethan Finley. It's a tough stretch across 2 bodies, and when Bingham reads it, take that shot on net. Who knows? Force a rebound. Kamara's right there.
Does it concern you at all, based upon what you've seen thus far this season, Neil, that there's almost a default at times to Kai Kamara?
Yes and no. I think when the guy you brought in to score goals has 7, maybe you're going to rely on that crutch a little bit too much. But as we've seen with open opportunities on the road before, hence the DC game, if you've got an opportunity to put that on frame, do so.
It's a nifty little pass there from Kamara, but as we've seen from Pipa and Finley on another occasion, that time it got to Meram and the ball just skipped away. And I'm wondering if the surface isn't a little harder than what Columbus Crew SC is accustomed to. That would certainly be an explanation for why these balls arriving on the ground seem to be getting away. Pogacets making sure there's no extra danger on that back pass. Salinas from Perez Garcia. Ball inside the 6. Pogacets in front of Clark. Away from Parkhurst. And given right back. Marvell Wynn, what an incredible physical specimen. Takes tremendous care of himself.
You can just see the front 5 of San Jose really causing some issues that pressure they're putting on. You know, to further your point, going back to that question you asked about Kai Kamara, defenses of the opposition have not done enough to take him away from game to game. So why wouldn't you continue to look to what's working?
Through 10 minutes of play here at Avaya Stadium. That'll be a foul on Tony Chani. Pretty simple decision for the man in the middle, Kevin Stott. Let's take another look at this dangerous attack. Salinas put that ball in, and again, you saw Pogatetz right in front of Clark. My initial thought there is a communication issue, and if Pogatetz or any defender does not hear a clear instruction from the goalkeeper, they're going to continue to play the ball.
We've seen that lack of communication on a couple of set pieces over the last few weeks.
Yeah, still an area that needs improvement, no question. Merritt, he's got help on the left side and finds it. Pipa comes in. Kamara went to the penalty spot. That was good organization. You had Finley protecting the back post, just not the quality service you would expect.
Yeah, well, at least it's an attempted cross, which comes their first of the game after 12 minutes. And while it wasn't maybe the best ever, it leads to their opening corner kick.
And it's brought to you by Thrifty Airport Parking. Thrifty's valet service takes the hassle out of airport parking. Still looking for the breakthrough from Pogatetz. Quite willing to give himself up on these attacking set pieces. Here he comes near post, but look at Pipa's shot. And yes, I said shot.
I've never really asked him if he's got the Olympico in his bag, but by all means, give it a rip. Sometimes, for the lack of consistency on creating dangerous chances off these corners, that was one heck of an effort.
A near post service, up off of Stewart, acrobatically played by Ethan Finley, who looks for some support from the arbiter. Doesn't happen. Nyasi walks away, and that could have ended much more poorly for the Crews, number 13.
Go back to Vancouver, and Waston going over the back of Kamara. Nyasi plants himself like a flagpole there.
Good little give and go. Opens up some space for Salinas. Perez Garcia, who continues to do tremendous work laterally. And that's going to be a yellow card to Saeed in minute 14. A couple of guys similar in physical stature.
Perez Garcia, wiry guy. Some may question the lack of point production since he's been signed. You can see those runs like that lead to free kicks like this.
It's a good ball in. No surprise that it would be Pogatetz on the receiving end. But I like the service. There's the big center back.
Pogatetz outstanding in the air against Seattle. Cleans this up, just missed timing his jump. Fatai Alashe has had a promising start to his rookie season out of Michigan State.
Goes by Perez Garcia, though they can only fit Garcia on his jersey. Left-footed ball in. Clark. Couple of bodies tumble to the turf like bowling pins. And another attempt for San Jose.
Those back four, they sit in more of a zonal work, and then you got to watch the runners.
Hey, what, for my money, that's a foul on John. Came nowhere close to the ball and right into the chest of Pogatetz. Short corner. Getting tired of saying his name. That's how much work he's doing. Quick-footed on the ball, goes down, wants help, gets none. 4v3 in transition. Finna to the right, Pipa to the left, Mirab's there. The former lets the ball go to the ladder. Now Francis. That's the third time thus far that Waylon Francis has come forward and been unable to elude the first defender.
That's a good job by Marvell Wynn. He didn't duck into the dummy by Justin Merrim. And watching film on Waylon Francis over the last couple of weeks with his recent success serving in crosses, he knows he's got a tendency to hit it first time. He was ready for it.
Crew SC 5-match plans now available. They offer the flexibility to select the matches that work best for your own schedule. 5-match plans start at $23 per contest. Game seems to be opening up a bit. Oh, it's a good entry pass. And that's the ball you just talked about a moment ago that Perez Garcia has not been able to connect on a consistent basis. Stewart's in, Perez Garcia up and away from Parkhurst.
And right now the numerical advantage is what San Jose is creating on the wing. Perez Garcia drifting out, causing a little bit of confusion with Said Jimenez and that fullback on that right side. And when Salinas will come into play, looking to match up with a 3v2 situation.
Deepa for Kamara, but that is well read by Stewart, who not only aggressively wins the ball, but then gets it forward to Wondolowski, a name we surprisingly have not called much in the opening 17. Don't let that fool you. Merrim. Ball whipped in, Deepa, mishits. Shawnee fires up, shot is blocked. Will Said have a go? Nope, he goes down.
And he wanted a call, but that's got to be pushed out wide earlier.
Nyasi and Pogatetz. Pogatetz commits, Nyasi gets by him, checks backside, but look who's there inside the defensive 6-yard box, Kai Kamara. Quick restart. And a couple of giveaways that time, one by either side, ends up a throw-in for Columbus Crew SC.
Wow, jailbreak counter for San Jose. And the recognition by Kamara to bust his tail and get back. Pogatetz an admirable job on the first run in by Nyasi into the penalty area. And very similar to the circumstance where you have it offensively at the other end. You don't create anything of real danger, and then all of a sudden you're set back on a quick transition.
San Jose has actually served 2 more crosses than Columbus Crew SC to this stage of the match, but they have failed to connect on 1. Columbus Crew SC only at 20%. Certainly nothing to write home about. And we're used to seeing the mostly gold and black up in the mid-80s in the first half of games in terms of completed passes, but well below that right now. Merrim can't hang on to possession. Shawnee dancing over the ball. Fits and starts right now. Fits and starts. Can Merrim turn the corner? Oh, good challenge, huh?
Bernardez is never shy to be a renegade in his challenges, that's for sure. And he's trying to cover because Wynn had come forward, Nyasi had dropped back and misplayed the ball. You better be for darn sure on that tackle there.
Salinas and Perez Garcia, a little back and forth. 21st minute and scoreless, but not for a lack of action. This has been really up and down the park thus far. Merrim. He Higuain. Bends all the way out to the far touchline. Then restarts action. Ball slips through, finds Kamara, bounces away. Finley didn't get a lot on it, but Bingham forced to go down and touches the ball away. It crosses the byline and will be a corner kick for Columbus Crew SC.
Crafty first little touch by Merrim, and then a good little step off by Kamara. Finley had that rolling a bit, but a good job just to get it on frame. Forced Bingham to make a play.
Seemed pretty clear on the replay that that ball was going to go wide, but Bingham taking no chances. Higuain again bending that one hard at the near post. Comes right back out to him on the clearing touch. Now Saeed. Johnny came clean, but his redirected header is off the mark.
So far, I like the whip, though, on Higuain's corners tonight. Of course, he goes for goal with the first one, but strong runs by Pogatetz to the post have helped keep San Jose on notice.
Here in the midpoint of the opening 45 minutes of play. Scoreless. Good ball movement there by Columbus Crew SC. From near to far flank through the mid-third. Here comes Francis. Cross is blocked, giving chase is win, but the ball is off Nyasi across the end line, and yet another corner kick.
Nyasi through the years is capable with his speed, we know that. But make him defend. That's something that he's not privy to doing consistently on a regular basis.
Fourth corner. Ball's right in front of goal. In fact, it dropped in the 6. But a couple of guys down inside the 6-yard box, and that opened up space for Bingham. Parker's tangling with Delache. Ball cleared and then out of bounds. Not once, but twice. Throw in Columbus Crew SC.
You wouldn't see Dom Kinnear given the reins all alone in the defensive midfield position to one guy when he was in Houston. But Delache, he's been tough. Fought through some injuries too. He's done a good job on Higuain. That's one thing that's standing out through the first half of this opening 45 minutes. So how effective he was with Seattle and how discombobulated they were in their central midfield. So his movement was key. The other part of that central midfield's equation is dealing with the pressure now of Wondolowski and Perez Garcia and the numerical advantage. You dropped Chani off a little bit defensively in the half. I know he's prone to staying a little bit higher to start the attack the other way.
Perez Garcia, nice work to get around Mohamed Saeed. Then a central pass for John, who comes all the way across to the other side, but misses his target, Salinas. And that's going to be a throw-in. It's a little iffy there.
Yeah, Merrim's saying, well, he didn't get air.
And just because you get the ball first doesn't mean you don't commit a foul. Misfire from Saeed. Ball stays in play and gives San Jose a chance inside the final third. And a good shot parried away. Wondolowski, guess who? Looking for the rebound. Parkhurst was there. And the ball is away. The San Jose skipper lurking.
You want to know where the offensive production is from Perez Garcia? We got to close down or he will take that shot. the intellectual positioning of Parkhurst in case there was spillage to clean it up.
This team's going to wear out the corner kick arcs. Again, Pogacets. Pipa dribbled unintentionally right into trouble. So that central defensive tandem, Parkhurst and Pogacets, has been called into action repeatedly thus far, but they continue to answer the bell. And they're going to have to do it again. Oh, what a good ball. Perez Garcia looking for his first goal. And then a floater grabbed by Clark.
This is San Jose feeling the lift of playing at home. Another unforced giveaway. It's talking about the central defense. It's putting them into action that's unnecessary. Perez Garcia has been really positive through the opening 27 minutes.
Just one helper thus far. That goes back to the point you made a little bit earlier about the desire to see more stats from him. Boy, that's a bad giveaway by John Perez Garcia, and that was probably an ill-advised pass by the diminutive midfielder. They just can't get out of their own way, Neil.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a West Coast wake-up needed or what, but they are sloppy.
This is more like the kind of game you would have expected at the old home of the San Jose Earthquakes, which was basically a pinball palace. Buck Shaw.
Well, we talked about it in match day, and don't think San Jose's not reading the press clippings, knowing that they're pulling out these results. They're not playing attractive soccer. They don't have a lot of the ball. They want to put their footprint on this game early. Inside of some last-minute saves by Clark and some renegade defending of their own, it would be a San Jose lead.
Wondolowski fouled by Chani. Saturday night encounter. Crew will return Eastern time tomorrow evening. A bit of a short week. They host rival Chicago Fire next Friday, May 22nd, 8 o'clock there at Mafre Stadium. You can celebrate the end of the work week and the start of the weekend with beer and broad packs at only $30 per person. Includes a couple of match tickets, a couple of ice-cold beers, and 2 brats. Visit ColumbusCrewSC.com. San Jose's looked pretty confident on the ball.
Yeah, well, they rue the fact that they've had some looks. For as good as Perez Garcia has been in the buildup, not efficient enough in the final third.
Yeah. Where's the finish? Long way to go in this one, just on the half hour. Scoreless. Avaya Stadium in San Jose. First home match for the Quakes since the second week of April, which seems like such a long time ago. Pace has slowed down a little bit. Goodson. Center back has the ball, and all the way back to help him is Perez Garcia. Give the guy credit. He does the work. Jimenez knocks the long ball back into the mid-third, where it's collected by the blue shirts. Good day for another set of blue shirts, those belonging to Montreal. Pick up their first league win of the year. Of course, they've only played about half the games of everybody else.
See them at Mafre Stadium that first week in June.
On the move. Ayase doing some work. Lynn getting pressed forward. There's Garcia. Straight at goal. Not much on it. Plenty of air underneath it, and that means Clark will get it unopposed. Short play out for Saeed. Ball rotates back to Parkhurst. Really not a lot of possession right now for Columbus Crew SC. They're chasing San Jose a bit. I'm not sure I'd say they're chasing the game, but they are chasing the home side right now.
They've absorbed a lot of pressure, and the old rule of thumb, the way they'll allow it, they'll say that San Jose will eventually tire because they can't keep that up over the course of 90 minutes. I want to see a little bit more composure build into that attack. This is better.
Shawnee enters the final third, plays the ball wide right for Jimenez, who finds Pipa into Kamara, back to Pipa, shot, and it's saved.
What recognition by Jimenez. Kind of looked like the pass that hit Kamara for the second goal last week. Even better job by Ethan Finley to hold his run because he knew Higuain was coming along for that little 1-2 with Kamara. Really the first hot piece of action that Bingham's had to deal with in the run of play.
Corner kick from the opposite side is deep. Kamara's header is tight to the near post, and Bingham is there. Well, you were on it. You said that was better, referencing that last Crew SC attack, and I really like the combination play in very tight quarters that ended in the opportunity for Federico Higuain. Saeed's in and Saeed's out. There was absolutely no intent on the part of Mohamed Saeed. He just got into his challenge a heartbeat late, picks up his second yellow card of the first half, and exits. So in the 34th minute, Columbus Crew SC go down a man.
Well, the early yellow doesn't help the cause, but this is a surefire no-no. Coming across, the ball's already away. There's no arguing it, but it's the overall body of work for Mo Saeed. Once that initial yellow card, which your head doesn't get into the right place, maybe you're a step behind, you're catching up to the speed of play, and after such a solid performance last week against Seattle, see how from week to week you can go up and down in this league, and now faced with the tough chore, 10 men the rest of the way.
We'll see what Greg Berhalter has in mind for any tactical adjustments. May look for Parkhurst to step up a little bit with Chani at the moment. It's like a 4-4-1 with Kamara alone up top. Chani moving alongside of Higuain. So a different type of test now for Columbus Crew SC. And no Mohamed Saeed for the Chicago match next Friday.
They've certainly been on the other side of it, punishing teams at home when they've been up a man. Greg Berhalter's never been shy on personnel changes at the break, and we'll see how he adjusts. Assuming they get there unscathed, they're the final 10 minutes of this first half.
Stewart, the left back, plays a really bad pass right in the center of the field. Justin Merrim gets to it. And now back to Clark. Merrim, very difficult pass, was checking back, spun and fired down the left side for Francis, but it was intercepted. USC has everybody back in the defensive third, save Kai Kamara. Ball comes free. Salinas shoots it right into the nearest Crew kit. Saeed picks up a pair of yellow cards, the second in minute 33. Nifty move by Wynn on the touchline. Ball ends up out of bounds, but is an attacking throw for San Jose.
You had just brought up Michael Parkhurst stepping into the number 6 role, the defensive midfield role, after Saeed came off. Last week, and he had said he had played there a little bit with Nordsjælland in the Danish Superliga. Greg Berhalter adding to the fact that the comfortability of passing out of the central defense, but now when you're short, Kevon George was an option. Hasn't played much this season. Still no Will Trapp. What are you going to turn to?
Right now, San Jose trying to turn this man advantage into a lead. Ball comes to Wondolowski, but he couldn't get a hold of it, figuratively speaking. Clear to midfield. Merrim holds off pressure from behind. Higuain out to Francis. Neatly dodges the challenge coming in from Wynn. Finley, 1v3, what the heck? Flicks the ball into the box. Kamara not on the move that time. Jimenez had made the diagonal entry run. The ball was too far for him. It's good work from John. Posted up in front of Parkhurst. And Higuain is fouled. Don't forget, reach out to us at Neil Sika, at Ashley Ignosi, at yours truly. We'd love to hear your questions and comments about tonight's match against San Jose. And this question was posed a little bit earlier for Crew SC. We'll have a chance to address that one. First, you get another look at that foul into Federico Higuain.
In the case of Columbus having it, being judicial with that ball, more imperative than ever. Because those swift giveaways turn into quick odd man attacks the other way.
Attacking on the right side. Kai Kamara down towards the flag, loses possession. That's because it was kicked away from him. 39th minute, there is no score. Certainly not for a lack of opportunities. Slight possession advantage to Crew SC, just at 52%. Again, Kamara finds himself in the corner, 1v2. Managed to find enough space to get the ball into the penalty area, but it's swept away. Pumped back in by Parkhurst. A touch from Merrim. Now to the halfway line, it's Pogatetz. Columbus Crew SC seem willing at the moment to let a little air out of the ball and ping the ball around amongst the back line. Now they go forward. Kamara's chopped down. And Clarence Goodson, it would appear, has been booked. Federico Higuain comes over to chat with Kai Kamara. And here's the booking, Neil.
Just too aggressive. Kai Kamara is 40 yards from goal. What damage is he going to do? I know you don't want him to hold the ball up, prevent an attack. As Kevin Stott has been quick to pull out the yellow from even Saeed's first.
Finley, quick move at the baseline, cuts the ball back. Kamara's there, but at the last moment, Stewart got in front of the Crew attacker.
Great recovery by the English defender. That's sitting at 1-0 Columbus. What a turn by Finley.
Well, no goals on the scoreboard, but this match has not been lacking in action. It's not been the prettiest game of soccer play. A lot of unforced turnovers really by both teams. And neither side has made the most of the chances they've created.
If you're Greg Berhalter and company, I think you're happy getting to the break scoreless. You can make the necessary technical adjustments for half number 2.
Salinas brings San Jose forward, plays Perez Garcia, shot near post, great save, and the rebound's covered up by Clark.
Well, we're dogging Matias Perez Garcia because he hasn't been good enough in the attacking third, but that was just all Steve Clark. Read it so well. And even better, no Salinas is coming in off of the spill to snatch that down. Play was made, though, with the Laches tackle back in the defensive midfield.
Marvell Wynn, the right back for San Jose, plays the ball forward. It's then served into the box. Lobbed out and knocked back down. Perez Garcia looking for the run of John, but it's blocked, the pass, that is. It's our first look at Perez Garcia. We've touched upon it, but I think it bears repeating. This guy's got a motor. He is all over the place.
14-year pro, most of it in Argentina, a little bit in France.
John had an opportunity, but paused too long. Ball goes wide. Merrim defensively. And the cross is covered up there by Steve Clark.
You're talking to Match Day about Merrim's defensive work rate. It's made him a complete player. And at the very least was able to turn Nyasi to the outside. So they're having a direct shot right at the top of the box.
Stewart. Back to Goodson. He of the yellow card. Just tuned in minute 33. Mohamed Saeed picked up his second yellow card of the game. And as a result is now out. Columbus Crew SC playing with 10 men, though they haven't really been exposed for it just yet. Francis for the foul, brings into question what Greg Berhalter might do off the bench. In the Papa John's Pizza, there is no substitution for fresh ingredients. Better ingredients, better pizza at Papa John's. Get an opportunity to look at who is on the bench tonight.
Schoenfeld, Steindorsen, George, Barson, Walt Clutie, and for the first time of the 18 with the Lamson injury, Brad Stuver as a backup goalkeeper.
He's quite tall, by the way. But he really sprung up in high school. Freshman year, he was barely over 5 feet tall. Way over that now. 45th minute. A cool Saturday evening it has become. Out near the San Jose airport. A neighbor to Avaya Stadium. Well, that was a location bantered about from really the beginning of the old San Jose Clash. Really a win-win for the community.
I missed that Scorpion logo. It's pretty good.
Scorpions rock. Cougars are better than Scorpions rock. 60 seconds of time added.
The natural inclination is to look at dropping someone offensively, to get a little more defensive posture in the second half. But I think there's still a goal out there for Columbus.
Maybe it'll come on this attack. Kamara, right edge of the penalty area. Pass, shot by Merrim is deflected. Boy, that looked good. Credit to San Jose.
And Marvell Wynn read it at the last second.
Right now, the Quakes have answers for the questions being posed by Columbus Crew SC. An opportunity presented itself. And Wondolowski just lost his balance. Meanwhile, Perez Garcia fouls Pogatetz. And Kevin Stotts go into the pocket. We'll see if anything comes to this officially. A little knock from behind.
That begins with the poise of Pogatetz, just staying calm, composed with Wondolowski in the danger zone.
And he was indeed booked.
I think the edict of what Kevin Stott calling that early yellow card on Saeed. Anything rough and tumble, you're going to see more merchandise.
Sometimes an official plays themselves into a particular style of calling the game. I think the yellow cards that were given to Saeed were justified, but now we've seen two since go against San Jose, and the teams are going to make their way to their respective locker rooms at Avaya Stadium. A highly entertaining 45 minutes. The teams head to the locker room scoreless. Columbus Crew SC playing a man short. Ashley Agnells, you'll have your halftime report when we come back.
A sport like no other. Relentless. Driven by the fans. And Columbus, the first MLS club, is moving forward. Our pride in our city. Our place in history. Our authentic fan culture. Our soccer club. Our future. Columbus Crew SC. A badge of honor for all to wear.
You could win an Out of the Blue party with rock stars like Fall Out Boy. Follow us on Twitter and hashtag Out of the Blue with a picture of Pepsi.
You just went and made a new dinosaur? Probably not a good idea.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Hi, Ashley. It's great to see you. We love Ashley. She's one of our regulars.
Fresh from the oven.
At Kroger, we're family, and so are our customers. My mom always said, to have a friend, be a friend. Come back soon, Ashley. You know we will.
Save on half gallons of Kroger milk. Get 10 for just $10. And a dozen Kroger large eggs are 99 cents. Limit 2. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
With an 11% rebate on everything, Menards gives you the freedom to save on anything you choose, including sale prices. Save $4 per gallon and $20 per 5-gallon pails of Dutch Boy Platinum interior paint and primer in one. Plus, get an additional 11% rebate. That's savings on top of savings. Hurry in now, because Menards has an 11% rebate on everything.
Save big money at Menards.
There we have a lovely shot of Avaya Stadium in San Jose. It is scoreless at the half as Crew SC are playing down a man when Mohamed Saeed was sent off. We'll see what second half adjustments Greg Berhalter will be making this evening. Hello everyone, I'm Ashley Agnells, and before we get into it, really let's talk about Twitter, all right? So earlier this evening, we asked for Crew SC to get their first road victory. What is key to defeating San Jose this evening? Now let us know. Your thoughts may have changed. Tweet us at Dwight Burgess, at Neil Sika, and at Ashley Ignelzi. We would love to hear from you. Be sure to use the hashtag CrewSCConnect. Now we have MLS Saturday action there. You see Montreal getting their first win of the season, 4-1 over Real Salt Lake. Vancouver and Seattle. Seattle getting the win. Chad Barrett doing the work there. We have New England and Toronto FC with a draw. Michael Bradley, the captain, getting the Reds in on this one. Now Sporting Kansas City and Colorado has been postponed. And then that Houston and Portland game, 2 goals from Will Bruin in that one for Houston. Now let's take a look at MLS Soccer Sunday. Plenty of action coming up. Tomorrow we have Orlando City SC and LA Galaxy at 5 p.m. on ESPN2. And then the evening one, Philadelphia Union and DC United, 7 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Dwight Burgess and Neil Sika will be back with highlights and more coming up right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
A forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, focused on taking care of you and your family, providing freedom from worry everywhere you go. Mafre Insurance.
So many colorful ribbons representing so many types of cancer. At Ohio Health, we're working toward a day when all those ribbons are just ribbons. Through our affiliation with MD Anderson Cancer Network, a program of the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, giving you new hope. And cancer ribbons, a new purpose. United, we fight cancer. Ohio Health and MD Anderson Cancer Network.
Fans, players, coaches, everyone.
Don't cross the line. Join us
and take the pledge.
Respeto.
Everyone is welcome.
Aceptación.
We're in it together.
Não cruze a linha.
Went and made a new dinosaur? Probably not a good idea.
A sport like no other. Relentless, driven by the fans. And Columbus, the first MLS club, is moving forward. Our pride in our city, our place in history, our authentic fan culture, our soccer club, our future. Columbus Crew SC, a badge of honor for all to wear.
Hey Crew SC fans, Papa John's has a combo that makes every day even better. This season, get a Columbus Crew SC combo at your local Papa John's Pizza. That's your favorite large pizza and a 2-liter for just $12.99. That's right, all season long. Get the Columbus Crew SC combo, any large pizza, including specialties, and a 2-liter Pepsi product for just $12.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
A forward-thinking insurance company with a global network, providing friendly service with over 2,000 professionals taking care of you and your family. Mafre Insurance.
The most Crew SC programming ever. You're watching your Columbus Crew SC on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.
Okay, perfect.
50 million Americans live with a brain or spine condition. For all those people, at Ohio Health, we never stop, turning crooked smiles into big grins after a stroke, and cautious steps into confident strides for those with Parkinson's disease. It's how we got to be named one of the nation's 15 top health systems. Just like you never stop looking for answers, we never stop. Neuroscience at Ohio Health. Believe in we.
The colors we stand for, with passion and pride. Throughout all seasons, they make up our rituals, define our traditions, and bring us together. Win, lose, or draw, our colors don't change.
You could win an out-of-the-blue party with rock stars, like Fall Out Boy. Follow us on Twitter and hashtag #OutOfTheBlue with a picture of Pepsi.
Belinda here, outside of another beautiful renewal by Anderson Home. It's your turn to change your home forever with our easy, no-hassle replacement window and door experts. This month, it's even easier. Buy one, get one 40% off. That's right, for a limited time, buy one window, get one 40% off, or make easy payments as low as $88 a month. Call today and see why so many happy customers say we love our new windows.
Renewal by Anderson. We love our new windows.
This weekend at American Freight, 2 mattress sets, any size, only $298 complete. Get a twin and a full and a queen. Get a queen and a king, 2 kings, 2 queens, 2 mattress sets, any size, only $298 complete. Famous names like Simmons, Stewart, and Hamilton. Free layaway, same-day delivery. This weekend only at American Freight, east at 5055 East Main, north at I-71 in Morse, west at 4701 Roberts Road in Delaware, and now open in Heath.
Comfortable shave. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol. By Ohio Health, official healthcare provider of your Columbus Crew SC. Believe in we. By Thrifty. Thrifty's valet service takes the hassle out of airport parking. And by Mafre Insurance. That's Mafre. People who take care of people.
Good look at brand new Avaya Stadium, home of the San Jose Earthquakes, a place where the Quakes haven't played in basically a month. After 45 minutes scoreless, Columbus Crew SC playing a man down. Neil, what say we take a look back at the opening half to see how we reach this point?
Yeah, the entertainment value, at least if you're a Crew SC fan, as stable as a startup in Silicon Valley. This looks like the 2012 rendition of the Quakes, pressing the game, creating opportunities, win coming in. A couple of fine saves by Steve Clark in that first half. Final third efficiency not there for the Quakes, completing passes around 84%. Nyasi using his speed, Salinas, and the runs interior of Perez Garcia and Wondolowski. Here is that great save by Clark in the first half. And Wondolowski, always mindful of where the defense is, where he can get into pockets of space. Parkhurst having to clean it up. Also physical and choppy. And a little late on a couple of occasions. Mohamed Saeed, not his best tonight. And that's his second yellow, sent off. Columbus down to 10 men for the first time this season. Quakes have picked up 2 yellow cards as well. And that led to one great chance with +1 in personnel. And there is Clark's fine lunge to rob Matias Perez Garcia. If you look at the numbers from the first half.
Despite playing a man down for much of the first half, Columbus Crew SC still has the advantage in time of possession. 9 corner kicks between the two teams and 10 shots. It's been an up-and-down affair.
Set piece is looking better. If you look at those heat maps, all that defending inside the penalty area, Columbus has had more touches than possession, but flip it over to last week. I mean, the attack was so efficient. It was 1 and 2 touch that Seattle had the majority of the possession, and for the Quakes, not as ruthless when they could have been. Will it cost them? Still have a half to play, though, with the numerical advantage.
Another thing that really jumped out at me about the heat map, and for those who aren't familiar, it's a statistical presentation of where players were throughout the course, in this case, of the first half. And San Jose looked quite right-handed, and I didn't notice that early in the game. We saw Salinas very active on the left flank, but it was much more about Nyasi and Wynn as the half went on.
We talked about that in match day. Their speed, their ability to roam and get up, even Wynn making some runs into the attacking third, as they have been the primary targets going that way, looking to get service. And the guys like Wondolowski or Perez Garcia, who had some good build-up, but lacking the final touch.
No substitutions immediately reported by either side, but we will certainly double check on that. And frankly, if you're Greg Berhalter at the moment, Neil, I don't think you want to change anything. The team has performed reasonably well since they lost Mohamed Saeed. I think you want to go at least another 15 minutes into the second half and see what happens.
Drop Chani a little bit deeper. Higuain's your leading guy on the ball in terms of touches in that first half. Dropping him deeper will only help in terms of getting him on the ball, but and how far does that set you back in trying to go forward a little bit when you have the opportunity?
And saying they're playing decently down a man, to explain that further, I would say they've created a couple of really high-quality goal-scoring opportunities since Mohamed Saeed was sent off. They certainly haven't gone into bunker mode.
No, and they hopefully are thinking they weathered the storm, at least in terms of the pressure, but now with the added advantage of Saeed off the field, they know they can come at him a little bit more. Can they sustain that intensity?
Pass for Wondolowski is just a step behind him, and that's good if you're a Columbus Crew SC fan. Keep an eye on that, because it appears at the start of the second half anyway that Wondolowski is pushed up out of that 4-1-4-1 formation almost into a 4-1-3-2. Another look at that last attack as Wondolowski made the run. Now, Chani was with him stride for stride. Let's give credit to Tony. But anytime Wondolowski's on the receiving end of a service inside the penalty area, that's trouble. Kamara working. Pipa comes up, and unfortunately the second half has kind of started where the first did, with a number of unforced turnovers by Columbus Crew SC.
And another issue is if you get Kamara trying to hold the ball up, you're not going to be as prone to bringing your fullbacks forward, because you don't want to give odd man attacks the other way. Predicated, of course, on keeping the ball, which has been an issue at times tonight.
Thought Bogacets and Parkhurst were perhaps the two most consistent players for Columbus Crew SC in the first half.
They really seem to find their groove, aren't they?
Another forward pass from Pipa, just off the mark of Ethan Finley, and a team that's built around the intricacies of attacking soccer with a lot of quick interplay. You're going to see stretches like this where they're going to be a little bit off.
Drop. Inside, Justin. Inside.
Merrim knocked to the ground, but the referee's disinterested, to say the least.
Could maybe even hear Greg Berhalter barking about Merrim's positioning, keeping things narrow inside, forcing the pass to the outside, nearly got a turnover off of it. Here's another giveaway.
A bad ball out of the back by Jimenez results into a floater. The center of the Columbus Crew SC penalty area defensively. It's dealt with. And the ball ends up out of bounds. From a San Jose standpoint, no goals, but Perez Garcia very active, and as we touched upon, Nyasi and Wynn, really a good combination on the right side. For my money, Chris Wondolowski was not directly involved in enough of the attacking play. You got a goal scorer of his caliber. You want to see him, I would think, more often on the ball, but it's Perez Garcia that gets the lion's share of touches.
Agreed.
Shot struck pretty well, blocked by Jimenez.
But it's just like going back to last week. You've got to be aware of a guy like Obafemi Martins and Dempsey. Now they're a little bit different, of course, as the tandem in the way they play. You're keeping an eye at all times on someone as prolific as Wondolowski has been in league play over the last 5 years.
We've got a corner kick brought to you by Thrifty Airport Parking. Thrifty's valet service takes the hassle out of airport parking. It's a short corner, then a service! Dangerous. And Pogatetz gives up his body yet again. And significantly so.
We've seen some really good balls inside the penalty area there, and grabbing and twisting.
I thought so too. Longer ball this time. Parker's got a touch, but not a clean one. Stems the tide momentarily. Now the ball's whipped back in by Wynn. Deflected out towards the center circle, but won't get that far. Higuain to Kamara. Kamara then a diagonal ball from Meram, but I'll tell you what, long distance attacking passes on the ground often result in turnovers and occasionally in real trouble. We saw that in Houston, didn't we? Opening Saturday of the season. If you're going to play that longer attacking pass, it's got to get behind the defense. Opportunity for Wondolowski, and he really messed that one up. Came on his left shoe and just didn't get a clean strike, and almost like he got out the wedge.
Yeah, it's his opposite, or weaker foot. Not saying he hasn't scored it before, but if he's turning maybe into his right, that's on goal. Salinas, I thought, took an extra touch that he didn't need in delivering that.
One of the things that Columbus Crew SC has to adjust to without Mohamed Saeed is the combination passing. Meram's going to have a go. Struck it well with the left shoe, but right at Bingham, who covers it up. But to finish that thought, Neil, Saeed protecting the pocket allows Chani to extend into the attack and therefore creates another piece of the attacking puzzle. Without Saeed, Chani may not be able to get as far forward as consistently.
And the problem with that tonight, the pressure that San Jose was bringing with the four along with John.
Perez Garcia! Clark's earning his paycheck this week.
Just as he's developing. I don't know what it is about Crew SC keepers in San Jose. Remember that breakout game by Andy Greenbaum?
Yep.
Back in 2012. Now, we know Clark's had his breakout, but he hasn't really been asked to come on and make save after save in a game this year. Tonight may be that night. And Perez Garcia cannot find the right formula right now.
Attacking pressure continues for San Jose. They certainly had the better of it thus far in the second half. That cross actually dropped at the backside of the 6-yard box, but there was no one in blue and black anywhere near. Once more on the move. And flows in off the weak side, Nyasi, but just in front of him. Waylon Francis. Kamara and Meram bust out the left side. Perez Garcia giving some chase, but backs off. Meram continues to move. He's got Kamara on his right, gets into the box. And his shot is going to end up wide.
Kamara weaving and winding, calling for it. Meram doing a little winding of his own. Here's some Ann Arbor past East Lansing. We're kind of running out of steam, and
unfortunately the shot ended up in Ypsilanti.
Yeah, exactly. It's a downturn into the MAC, and then you see I think the hand of Stewart coming up might have popped Justin in his ribs right there. You know, but to go back to that point you were bringing up about the relationship of Chani and Saeed tonight, it's a little bit different with the alignment because of two guys where Saeed's trying to protect. So does Chani drop a little bit deeper? The center backs are already dealing with Jean. Made things a little bit more complicated. And there in turn were a lot of unforced giveaways and a team under duress in that first half.
Ayasi on the move. Perez Garcia. Service. In front, header goal! Chris Wondolowski broke free.
No one's better in the league at getting into the right position. And you got Pogatetz in between two guys. It's a great ball by Stewart. With John's run inside, it caused a little bit of confusion. Just around that boot of Parker's. For his 6th of the season.
Has not had a significant impact on the match tonight, but when the one opportunity presented itself, he was golden. Wondolowski, 6th goal of the season. 10 minutes into the second half, the home side up 1, and now Columbus Crew SC playing short a man since the 33rd minute. Has to really come out and play.
Yeah, it's just good execution from San Jose. You're going interior from the midfield out wide. Simple cross and finish.
Here they come again, the Quakes. Another opportunity, and it should be 2-0. What a bad miss from Salinas. Didn't even hit the frame.
Here's Wynn. At speed, not many guys just have it to get to the byline like that. Flapping around 3-4 guys inside the penalty area. Salinas knows he should have done better.
Generally speaking, you're willing to take a point on the road, particularly in a match that you're playing a man down. And now you're a goal down. And I think if Columbus Crew SC could find a way to gain an equalizer, as Miram is fouled, they would probably be quite content, Neil, to then adjust their formation and ride out the point.
Hey, Alejandro.
Sporting director and head coach Greg Berhalter has shown in just more than a year with this team that he's not afraid to take chances. See what he's got up his sleeve in this circumstance. So bold as putting another attacking-oriented player out there?
That's going to be a risk you're willing to deal with trying to go forward. It's been tough enough as it is playing with the 10.
Well, you're certainly not going to sit back and play for a 1-0 loss.
No.
So the chess game, the game within the game, continues. It would appear that we're going to get a hint of what's up as Columbus Crew SC appears to be preparing a substitution. Jose has really come out strong. They have dominated all the major statistical categories thus far in the second half. But this is a team that has struggled in time of possession all season long. Flowing freely in the attack now. Mayasi finds the baseline. Not a particularly good cross. Crack down on the opposite side. We'll keep away right now. Garcia combines with Mayasi. Under the opposite flank, Wynn floats it into the box. Comes out to the top of the area. Combination play. Shot is in. Salinas scores. Helper Perez Garcia.
Out of position, and they're getting another taste of it here tonight. The other side of it.
I don't think there's any question that this match was there for the taking in the first half for Columbus Crew SC, but full credit to San Jose. They have come out of the locker room flying. And it has produced a pair of goals, including the first of the season for Salinas, though the interesting statistical anomaly continues for San Jose. Wondolowski remains the only player on the squad that's got more than one goal this season. Not that that matters when you've just come off a road swing where you picked up multiple points. You're well on your way to a full 3 here tonight. Kevon George has entered. We speculated, you and I were talking before the game that we might see him tonight. A little Nostradamus thing going on.
Yeah, well, it's a process of some elimination and who can play that position, and they sure as heck get a chance next week.
I think that was a factor in his entry here in the second half to get him out on the field with this collection of players.
Sure, and I think the longer the game would have gone, run out the string, if you can keep it at zeros, even better. But now you're down a pair, so what does he provide you? You're kind of handcuffed in that respect. He's got to take more chances. But he needs the work for sure.
Attacking Columbus Crew SC. There's still plenty, only in the 63rd minute from Wynn. And again, I think an opportunity where a San Jose player, in this case Wondolowski, should have done better. 2-0, Quakes have the lead. And off the second goal being scored, Greg Berhalter made his first substitution of the evening. Brought to you by Papa John's. There is no substitution for fresh ingredients. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Kevon George in, Justin Mera out. Mayasi. Perez Garcia. Played just above the penalty area. 65th minute, 2-0 San Jose. And a goal kick. Talked about those heat maps coming out of the locker room. You look at them now, and it's just San Jose full coverage. Still right-handed, but the high majority of their second half play has been in the attacking half.
99 career goals now for Chris Wondolowski. It's funny to think Dom Kinnear, going to Houston, put him on the scrap heap for Cam Weaver. Then he works his tail off. He leads the reserve league in goal scoring 2 years in a row. And really your career, your life changes forever. You make a World Cup out of that.
And it's not like Dom Kinnear, as we talked about, hasn't had any success in this league. Pokatetz comes forward. Higuain goes down. Referee says play on. Columbus Crew SC will. Kevon George, Tony Tchani, caught from behind. San Jose at the moment, scoreless at the half, but inside the first 15 minutes of the second half, Quakes have tallied twice. Columbus Crew SC playing a man down. 6:33. Mohamed Saeed picked up 2 quick first half yellow cards. Ball into the box, headed out by Francis. Kevon George has a little bit of an ugly challenge. Play continues.
Yeah, both guys looked a little high.
There may have been a little bit of debate on the first yellow card to Saeed.
I like what they got in Elisha, though. He was not intimidated. Look at Dom Kinnear. He knows the tricks of the trade. Now his 12th year.
Lest we forget that Columbus Crew SC has put 4 of 7 shots on target tonight.
I thought they had created set pieces. They look pretty solid there.
6 corner kicks. So yeah, absolutely. They have made some things happen. Dominic Kinnear, Steve Ralston over his shoulder. A little bit of symmetry there between Ralston and Wondolowski. I don't think Steve Ralston was ever given his full due. I think those of us who are fortunate enough, Neil, like you and I, to be around the league on a regular basis knew all about Steve Ralston.
Quietly did his job and did it so well.
Yeah, what an engine. And of course was learned, if you will, by Carlos Valderrama in Tampa at the outset. Doing the work for him. An opportunity to learn. Of course, you have Roy Lassiter, Rocket Roy, scoring all sorts of goals. And of course, Ralston on to New England. Foul by Tchani. Maybe a little frustration in that challenge.
Yeah, it looks like a tired group. One that went 3 time zones away. Unfortunately, it's been the story of the night, and it's easy to say when you're down a man, but even from the beginning, slow, reactionary, trouble dealing with the pressure.
I think you're right. Now, we've talked about the fact that Columbus Crew SC has yet to win a road game this season. But I think the larger piece of the puzzle is they just haven't been able to play consistently. Did they get too up for Seattle? Because they certainly played well. No disrespect to San Jose, but Seattle got 2 goals, one which was clearly an offside and should have been allowed to stand. San Jose's got 2 tallies in the 70th minute. Restart, shot from distance is blocked, but will be a corner kick. And then with Columbus Crew SC, you have to talk about the significance of scoring first.
It's very easy to make that statement. I said that in match day. Score an early goal. Change the complexion of what you might have tried to implement here. Little rotating lineups on that long road trip.
Wondolowski with an open look on the corner kick, headed the ball straight to Clark. Well, as much as you and I thought Columbus Crew SC could have had a couple of first half goals, San Jose probably should have more than 2 right now when you consider the types of opportunities they've had. Montreal a winner today. Seattle. Houston also victorious. New England and Toronto played to a draw. Sporting KC in Colorado postponed due to severe weather. It's a difficult time of the year in that part of the country. Kevon George on the ball. First substitution of the game for Columbus Crew SC. Salinas with the second goal, his first of the season after Wondolowski netted his 6th.
It's a guy who lost his job at the start of the year. Swiss international Innocence. Will miss the rest of the season. Their 3rd DP. The meniscus tear. An opportunity again struck for Salinas, and he's responded well. Adding that 2nd tonight.
From a table standpoint, if the scoreline holds, Columbus Crew SC is not going to really see their standing change. 14 points, 4 better than Toronto and Chicago. Both of those teams already played draws this weekend. Of course, the Fire come in to Stade Mafre next Friday night.
There's a team that's a lot better than I think everyone gave them credit for at the start of the year. They let that one slip last night with the tie in New York City. Put together 3 wins in a row. The speed they added, Akam has done so much when he's been out there. It'll be a tough task. I think it's a fair barometer to say, where is this team after 10 games? Good, the bad, coming off the super highs of great wins at home. And how to learn to play with that and deal with it on a regular basis. Yet to see it here this year.
You look at the Western Conference at the moment. You've got Vancouver, Seattle, FC Dallas at the top 3. Then comes Houston. Columbus Crew SC did lose to the Dynamo, but dominated the match and probably should have won. They beat Seattle, tied at Vancouver. San Jose, if the scoreline holds up, is going to vault past the Dynamo. Francis brings the Columbus Crew SC forward. Orlando, LA, Philly, DC, the doubleheader tomorrow. Right now, DC kind of putting themselves in position to run away and hide a little bit. They're 2 points clear of the Revs, but they have a match in hand. They get the full 3 tomorrow. Kamara takes a shot. Struck it pretty well, and it's on goal. The save is made. ball back into play is Bingham. San Jose starts to play out of the back, and somehow the ball on the ground found its way through a series of Crew SC players. And now the San Jose attack is all the way into the channel on the left side.
Higuain a little frustrated. He wanted that delivery back over the top on a diagonal. But it's still hard to take those risks when you're already 2 in the hole. And leery of committing more numbers forward.
Home to Chicago next Friday. That'll be followed by the friendly with Valencia. And then it's off to what I'm sure is going to be a wonderful trip, playing in Orlando on AstroTurf. I guess AstroTurf is the old language, but on an artificial surface in Central Florida at the end of May, which will only be outdone by the trip to Central Florida on artificial surface in August. Tonight, you can vote for the Barbasol Man of the Match. We'd like to hear from you. Visit columbuscrewsc.com/Barbasol or tweet #Barbasol. And one of the following players' names, Clark, Parkhurst, Pocatets, and Higuain are good options. Stay tuned. We'll be announcing the winner of that vote a little later on. Cato is going to come in to replace Nyasi for San Jose, and Columbus Crew SC preparing their second change.
More speed for speed here on Trinidad and Tobago International. And another appearance off the bench for Steindorsen momentarily.
Mentioning that upcoming Columbus Crew SC schedule as Ethan Finley exits. Home for Chicago next Friday, but then back-to-back road trips after that to Orlando and Philadelphia, and then back for 3 straight at the friendly confines in June. Montreal, the Galaxy, and New England.
Orlando and Philly not playing all that well right now, but it's week to week.
Yeah, it is. Seattle
This could be so maddening.
Yeah, but it's one of the great things about the league. Seattle comes to Columbus last weekend and really gets it taken to them. They turn around and go to one of the toughest places to play in the league at Vancouver.
Without one of their best players.
And they win. And a couple of Barrett goals. See if the mostly gold and black can't find the breakthrough here. Would certainly make the last 10 minutes or so interesting. At the moment, they're playing on their own defensive third. Combination pretty good between Steindorsen and Jimenez, but then he loses his footing, does Hector. And that results in a turnover. Didn't think to mention you got Open Cup play looming. Columbus Crew SC did announce that if they are selected to host when they enter the competition, it will be at the University of Akron soccer facility. Minute, 2-0 San Jose. Both goals coming in the second half. Looked really good. Come coming out of the locker room did the Earthquakes. Foot race. Look at that speed from Francis. Able to keep the ball on the playing field, but not himself. And the ball's lost out of bounds.
With all that energy expended at this stage of the game, it's just, you know, you're taking risks. You're trying to hit some long balls, open up some opportunities, but it's just tough to do that without that extra guy swarming around in your midfield or giving yourself attacking width, which you can't afford to expend.
I appreciate the support, but not everybody should be cheering without a shirt on. Stevenson in, and Perez Garcia exits in the 81st minute. Glad hands all around.
Good game tonight. Not a great game, but a solid game for Perez Garcia. His feistiness, part of the reason that Saeed could never really catch on.
For the first time in club history, Neil, Crew SC is set to host 6-time La Liga champion Valencia CF. It's an international friendly at Mafre Stadium, Wednesday, May 27th at 7:30. Tickets available at ColumbusCrewSC.com. The Mafre Stadium box office, or by calling 614-447-2739. Kamara continues to do the running. Double teamed down in the corner. The numbers benefit San Jose. Loses possession and then gives away the foul. Wondolowski finds room at the top of the D, takes a shot that's blocked away by Pogatetz. In fairness, Wando did find that crease in between Pogatetz and Parkhurst, and he buried it when he had it. But those two guys really, I thought, played pretty well in this game. Aaron Schoenfeld is into the game for Kai Kamara. That is the final substitution available.
Yeah, the levee broke eventually, but good last-minute defending in that first half. And they were under the gun. And the 6th appearance for Schoenfeld.
Frustrating night for Kai Kamara. Schoenfeld, very active, his brief moments on the field. Become a member of Columbus Crew SC. Join us as we celebrate the 20th season of Major League Soccer. Season ticket members receive exclusive benefits such as ticket exchange privileges, merchandise offers, pre-sale opportunities, and a whole lot more. Visit ColumbusCrewSC.com or call 614-447-2739. The attacking waves continue for San Jose. But to be honest, they haven't been all that impressive when you consider the number of attacks they've put together and the quality opportunities they've created. You do get a sense of it's It's Wondolowski, and then what else offensively? There he is again. Wando very unselfishly. Tough angle off the near post. Cut the ball back across the face of the goal where it's cleared.
He's talking earlier about turning into a shot from his right. Could have easily done that. Trying to get John involved. He's still a young player. To go back to what you were just talking about. If there's a Lenhart there who knows his role, or a little bit more of a dynamic player and Innocent, maybe this attack will become more dynamic as the season goes along. But you know, they're 5 minutes away from their 5th win of the season, and I think it goes in the similar fashion from the other ones, grinding it out.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. And I think a great deal of credit for that goes to that man, Dominic Kinnear. He's come back into the Bay Area, but it's going to take time for him, just as it has for Greg Berhalter, to put together the type of roster and the style of play that he wants to see. And he's taken the elements that he has, and he's been pretty darn successful thus far. '87th minute.
And I think one of the things that's a hallmark of his career as a coach, Kinnear, he did it in Houston, organization, mainly on the defensive side, compete as a group. All easy things to say, but the hallmark of his teams that might have started season slow in Houston and then caught fire towards the end, and you never wanted to play them in the playoffs because they were that tough of an out.
Fairly long flight is going to seem that much longer for Columbus Crew SC. Looks like the Quakes are going to make one last change. Not yet.
We have one last day of preparation. New national window, a rare Friday encounter.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of those Fridays, although ironically, we're in San Jose. One of the Friday night games Columbus Crew SC played historically was in San Jose. That's in year for what it's worth category. Still pressing forward. Shot from above the penalty area. Ricochets away. The final change as referenced.
Stanford for Stanford. Caval for John.
JJ in, Adam out.
Ball had a loan in the winter to Benfica. He was the 9th pick in the draft last year. Good solid work from John tonight. Nothing flashy or too spectacular, but
continues learning, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Does Columbus Crew SC take away anything from this match similar to what they did in D.C., or are these just two much different games, Neil?
Yeah, I think the games are different. You get put behind the 8 ball with the obvious red card to Saeed, and there hasn't been much of anything generated into the attack. And the way the attack went about its business, just little inconsistencies and connecting passes and disjointedness from the start when they were under the gun and under pressure. And a yellow card here. That poses the bigger question, and Kevon George is going to pick that up. And all this talk about Saeed, who's had his great moments, and they won't have him next week, and now you're bringing George up to speed. And for all the guys who are getting regular reps, here is the part where you're missing Will Trapp. And when does he get back into the mold? When will he be all right again? To be the guy that really gets the back to the front ticking again. He's so vital. And it's easy to jump on after a game like this, but eventually you're going to turn to that, and I think that's in part due to some of the inconsistency.
Sporting director and head coach Greg Berhalter has continued to tell us that Will is following the protocol, working his way back. I think everybody that supports Columbus Crew SC realizes, as does the team, that they're going to have to find a way to generate some success on the road. You're not going to go to MLS Cup without winning a road game at some point. It's not going to be tonight. But if I'm going to look for a particular positive out of this game tonight for the visitors, it's going to be that 12-13 minutes after Mohamed Saeed was ejected, and the play, the opportunities, the goal-scoring opportunities that they were able to generate even a man down.
Yeah, you wear down eventually, and the movement by Wondolowski is a big reason why they fell behind on that first goal. As two gentlemen know each other well, and Onstad and Kinnear, and San Jose with their third win at Avaya.
Our Barbasol men of the match tonight, voted on ColumbusCrewSC.com/Barbasol and through Twitter. And Steve Clark, who made one big-time save after another, but in the end, too much San Jose offensively tonight. But congratulations to Steve for his effort in goal tonight. And of course, you can't talk about Steve Clark without mentioning the Heartland Bank save of the match. Heartland Bank, where banking feels good. What do you think, Neil?
I think it's spectacular. But unfortunately, this happened far too often. 6 saves, ties the season high for Clark. Covered it up well. But San Jose too strong, and the better team in the second half to earn all 3.
Well, to borrow a phrase, not their night. Columbus Crew SC continues to search for that first road win of the season. They lose in San Jose 2-0. You're tuned to the home of Columbus Crew SC.